What's up, everybody? That's right, it's time for another video creation with you guys, my beautiful, amazing viewers. I love video, I love having an audience, I love being able to teach, but then I have to ask myself, how can this get better? I'll tell you how. Alexa, play Fluffy FM. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Whew, let's do this. Whew. This video is going to be so much fun. I'm going to teach you an awesome text effect in After Effects, which you saw at the beginning of the video, and how to get the best out of your music. So let's talk about music first. You might be wondering, Shai, how do you find your music? This could be a very lengthy conversation, but I'm just going to give you the gist of it. 3 main sources that I get my music from. So there's 3 categories that I'm looking for when I'm looking for music. I like dramatic music, upbeat music, and music that I already listen to on a day-to-day basis. Like if you like Shawn Mendes, if you can find a non-copyrighted version or a cover, then you could use that as your music. First place I get my music from is Spotify. I know, right? It's crazy. I think I did mention this a long time ago in one of my other videos, but Spotify has a special playlist built into it called Discover Weekly. What that means is that it looks through all the music I already have saved, and it's like, oh, that means you'd probably like this song, and it compiles a playlist every week of what I might like. And usually it's right. It's perfect. That way I always have new music. It's following the guidelines of music I already like. It's dramatic and upbeat because that's the kind of music I like. So I go through that Discover Weekly playlist, and whatever I do like, I hit the heart next to it, like the song, and I put it in a playlist called My Channel. And when I'm making videos and I'm like, oh man, I don't know what song to use for this, I actually just go through that playlist and see if anything would fit. Second on my list is Epidemic Sound. So this one's a little bit more complicated. Epidemic Sound is a great resource for music and sound effects. It's complicated because I had it for a few months, but then I ran out of that money-ola, so I had to quit my subscription and stick to Spotify in my third resource. But while I had Epidemic Sound, it was amazing, and I wish I still had it. Massive, vast library of, again, both music and sound effects that has so many different genres. Great deal, great prices, just go out and do it. I'll leave a link in the description box below. My third and final resource is actually YouTube channels that post music. They provide thousands of songs and they upload very often, so it's not like I'm gonna run out anytime soon. Hundreds of different feels, hundreds of different channels to choose from, and I love it. It's just a really good resource to get my music from. One channel that I visit often is actually Mr. Suicide Sheep, and they have very, very nice music that sounds a lot like what I listen to. In fact, in the last video, I used one called Feeling Better Now from that channel. And just take a photo. So it's great tracks, constant uploads, and amazing music, so that's exactly what I want. Okay, so now that we know where to get good music, let's figure out what we can do with that music. Obviously, music can be used in the background when I'm talking right now. There's music underlaying what I'm saying. Or you can use it in the foreground, like highlight reels or demo reels, where the music is more present than anything else. And yeah, you could do all those things, or you could do something like this. You save me more than any religion. You shake my bones like a blistering cold. I did family sure in the mold. You in one day took this away from my soul. You showed me all my life's been missing. You save me more than any religion. You save me more than any religion. The reason that I just absolutely love this audio spectrum effect is because it can be used in so many different ways. What I did was I made a trap music parody wallpaper in my own style of Fluffy Flamingos. And yeah, you could make your own trap music channel and you could use this effect and it's super easy. Or you can do a text effect, which I showed you at the beginning of the video. Or another application is you can use it as a hologram, and you can do it as the AI is talking back to you. You can see the audio spectrum of it speaking back. Donnelly.
Yes, sir.
How much time do I have left to live?
By the rate of deterioration, you have about 2 hours.
It really does have endless uses. But right now, let's just focus on the text effect and we'll go more in depth as to do other things with it. First, let's fire up Photoshop and make our letter or logo. This is an unnecessary step, but you don't need to do this. It's optional. You can make font and text in After Effects, but I like making my logos in Photoshop. Okay, so let's fire up After Effects and let's get started on the actual effect. Let's import all of our files and let's just throw them onto the timeline. I'm gonna look for a part of the song that sounds like a good place to start and end. Okay, so I've trimmed it up to where it's supposed to be, and we're just going to start making the actual audio spectrum now. We're going to make a new black solid layer. Let's go to Effects, Generate, Audio Spectrum. You're going to want to hit the arrow and select the song. So now if you play that through, you can see the actual waveforms. So now that we have the audio actually playing on this bandwidth, we can start messing around with the location, the color, and all sorts of other aspects. So let's play with the start frequency and make it 1. And let's make the end frequency 1500. And let's make the frequency bands 100. The frequency bands basically talk about how thick the lines will be close to each other, but I like mine at 100. It has some spacing in between, and that's my little sweet spot. You don't really want to stray away from 64 and 180. Anywhere between there is it's a good spot. Let's make the maximum height 2500, and let's make the thickness 5. And let's make the color white like our text. And then the last thing we're going to do is we have this thing down here called side options. You're going to want to drop that and put side A so it's only on the top half. And now let's mess around with the start and end point. So that way we can put it where it belongs on the font. And now you have something like this. You can mess around with the settings more on the audio spectrum with something like this. So now that we've made it way thicker, it looks more like it's part of the font. Another thing I don't like is you can see it coming off the edge here of the font, so we're gonna fix that. There you go, that's all better. Now you have this. Now let's find some random wallpaper. There you go. Now we have a cool wallpaper. We can pre-compose the entire font with the audio spectrum and we can move that around. We can lower the opacity so it looks darker in the background. And now you have something like this. For the sake of this, I like the audio spectrum to be white because it looks like it's part of the font. But let's say you want to change the color of the audio spectrum to something really cool. You can actually go to Effect, Generate, 4-color gradient, and now you have 4 different colors that you can play around with. Let's do pink, teal, do orange, very reddish pink, like that. And now if you bring these points closer in, you can very much see the colors are creeping in more. And if you like that, we can actually probably just copy that. You can probably copy the 4-color gradient and add it to Fluffy Flamingos, and now it looks like it's part of the text again. Okay, so that is it. Hook up your audio to the spectrum, play around with the settings. Do you want it thick? Do you want the height to be very large? Do you want different colors for your audio spectrum and the font you're using, or the logo, or whatever it is you want to hook up to it? So that's it for this tutorial, guys. I hope this was really helpful and that this was something that could turn on the creativity in your minds and allow you to explore more in the depths of After Effects. Seriously, think outside the box with this effect. Do so many things, so many different applications. I'll see you guys next time on Fluffy Flamingos.